The most expensive homes in the world. King Luxury made this video.
Find the most expensive home on the globe. The top 5 most expensive houses in the world include everything from palaces to earthquake-resistant homes. Homes fitted with gold, Flintstones-like homes, and every other luxury known to man. So, it's no surprise the ridiculous price tag slapped on these properties by realtors and assessors. In fact, the cheapest property on our list starts at $335 million.
For that?
Le Palais Bulle,
Ew.
number 5.
Ew.
This architectural white elephant has multiple swimming pools, gardens, waterfalls, an amphitheater.
That house is ugly as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. It looks like a bunch of rashes on land. It looks like rashes on land. I don't know if I'm using that word correctly. Razor bumps. It looks like razor bumps on land. Who is buying this 335 million? Yes, I remember. I couldn't see myself buying this. You know, it's just not with the type of vibe I'm going for. You know, it's not with that. It's not the type of vibes that I want. It looks like razor bumps on earth, on land. And for 335 million, I think you could get something a little better than that, or build your own house with that amount of money, and you could get a nice house to your preferences. But $335 million for this.
Built into the hillside and a breathtaking view of the Mediterranean Sea from its series of bubble-like houses. This is where the name comes from, Bubble Palace, or Palais Bulle. The property has a room where you can host dinner with special guests while taking in the view and cool breeze of the sea. But the 500-seater amphitheater gives the ultimate experience for open-air, large-scale events. And it has in fact hosted some of the most prestigious events, like Christian Dior fashion shows, Cannes Film Festival parties, and private galas. The interior of the house seems like something Joe Rogan would love, as the convoluted nature of the rooms feels like a psychedelic experience.
How is this possible that you could go to a place like this, or you could see something that's way more vivid and way more powerful than regular life?
And speaking of psychedelic experiences, house parties in this estate do look like a trip. Number 4.
Who is buying that? Like, it'll probably be some art aficionado motherfucker or something. I couldn't see anybody wanting to buy that apart from people like that. I just
Villa Les Cèdres, $410 million. This 35-acre property features an Olympic-sized swimming pool, a 30-horse capacity stable, several gardens and water fountains, the main house with 14 bedrooms, 20 greenhouses, and more. The main house has grand sitting.
I think we all know what those greenhouses would be used for. I'm joking. I'm just joking. I'm not joking.
Rooms, a ballroom, a concierge, floor-to-ceiling 19th century portraits in ornate frames, a 50-meter swimming pool for relaxation cut into the rocks, exquisite chandeliers and stone fireplaces, French doors, painted coffered ceilings, a comprehensive library with books on flora and naturalism, and a single botanical codex worth several thousands of euros. This villa has botanical gardens, considered by many to be among the top 10 worldwide. There's also a man-made pond with Amazonian lily pads on it, a bronze statue of Athena draped in marble tunic at the gate, and a winding path flanked by tall palms and cedar trees, where the villa gets its name from. Once the most expensive house, and currently the second most expensive.
I don't think this is worth 410 million. It's nice and it has a lot of land. But and that's why it's probably why another reason why it's so expensive. But I just this isn't really worth it, you know. It's a nice historical piece, but I just can see myself living in a house like this. You know, it's too antique. It's too old, you know. It's not chic enough. Not cunty enough. I just can see myself living in this house.
villa in the world, Villa Les Cèdres has only passed through the
But I might
hands
be
of
able to do
true
that.
historical figures in its 187-year history. Its current owner is the Italian distiller, Davide Campari Milano, worth over $17 billion at the time of this video. Campari obtained the villa from the previous owner, the Marnier Lapostole family, who in turn bought the property after its most popular owner, King Leopold II of Belgium. This villa was a holiday retreat for the Belgian king, with his then mistress, Blanche Delacroix, and he purchased the property with the over 500 million euros that he made exploiting resources in the then Congo Free State of Africa, his personal property. Aside from luxury features, the villa gets its appeal from the ideal location in the French Riviera.
That view would be amazing. I would go if it was an Airbnb. I'd fly over there to stay in it for a couple of days. But I just living in a place such as that. I just hit my microphone and that kind of hurt my hand a little bit. But living in a place such as that, I don't know, man. I just don't know. You know, I couldn't see myself staying there till I grow old. It's too much. You don't want your house to look too much like I wouldn't want my house to look too much like a hotel.
Amongst villas belonging to other wealthy billionaires like Paul Allen and Andrew Lloyd Webber, as well as views of the Mediterranean Sea. Now I know we're still in the French Riviera, despite me saying that we were going around the world to see these homes. But let's be honest, money does make the world go round, and if it's any consolation, $410 million is north of Pelébule, $335 million, while the features are a world apart. Number 3, Villa Leopolda.
Wow, that's 3/4 of $1 billion for a home. Honestly, spending more. Again, this is just my humble, rich opinion. I am a millionaire. Like, I do own several properties. You know, several properties. I am a real estate mogul. I don't know if I'm using that word right, but I am a real estate empire. But to spend 3/4 of $1 billion on a home, it's just, who's doing that? Why would you do that? It wouldn't feel like a home. Like, let's see how it looks real quick.
$750 million. The interior of Villa Leopolda features extravagant luxury, with marble finishings and exposed wooden beams. You'll find a movie theater, 14 exquisite black marble baths, and 10 grand bedrooms, opulent chandeliers, bowling alleys, luxurious dining rooms and kitchens.
Like, you cannot tell me that all this looks like a hotel. Doesn't look like a hotel.
Opulent
You telling me this doesn't look like the front lobby of a hotel right
chandeliers, bowling alleys, luxurious dining rooms and kitchens, a library,
Like, it would
and
just feel
several
too corporate.
sophisticated artworks and sculptures. The house itself is a work of art that invokes the French Belle Epoque style, and why not, since it was designed over centuries by several different architects and interior designers like Ogden Codman, Mika Ertegun, and Renzo Mongiardino. The entire compound is a sprawling 50-acre estate and
That's-
features
you're-
wealthy
I
additions.
feel like the main reason you're buying properties such as this one, like, I could do a crispy 650 on this one. I could spend about 650 on this one, honestly. But you're mainly buying properties like this for the amount of land that it has. Now, what you're gonna do with that land, I have no idea. But you know, this is small for real.
Like a
small
grand
prices,
swimming pool,
honestly.
a helipad, several relaxation points, freshly trimmed gardens, and over 1,000 trees that give the estate covering and calming views. This is the most expensive villa on Earth and the most expensive private residence in Europe. It's located on the Villa Franche-sur-Mer Heights between Nice and
I'm not
Monaco
gonna
in the French Riviera. What? It's not my fault these expensive houses are all here. Blame this woman, who got the estate as a gift from his philandering highness. This guy, that's right. King Leopold II and his mistress were busy in several estates on the Mediterranean coastline. Perhaps Leopold enjoyed reminiscing of ancient battles between past Caesars on the Mediterranean Sea. Subsequently, it has passed through the hands of other wealthy people like Gianni Agnelli, the then owner of Fiat and Juventus Football Club, and the richest Italian in modern history, controlling 4.4% of the country's GDP and 3% of the country's workforce at the peak of his powers. He also loved to dress fancy and party, and Villa Leopolda was his spot. The current owner, Lily Safra, also had magnificent parties with her husband in the villa while he was still alive. Lebanese-born Brazilian banker Edmond Safra bought the property in the 80s. In one of their parties, tulips were airlifted in from Holland. World-renowned chef Roger Verger created exquisite dishes, and musicians like David Wood and Sergio Mendes were flown in from the UK and California respectively. John Fairchild described the party as ultimate in conspicuous consumption. And what do you expect? Lily Safra, even after the death of her husband, is worth $1.3 billion today. Number 2, Antilla.
God damn. I need to read books. But this is owned by that one rich Indian guy. And yes, his racism.
$1 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, take a breath. Seriously, pause this video and take a deep breath. Right. Now where were we? Ah yes, we're finally exploring beyond the French Riviera, and would you know it, we're exploring a house that's out of this world. Apologies, but the four corners of the earth—
And you wanna know something that's crazy? This nigga put his skyscraper, this is a skyscraper, put his skyscraper right next to the slums, the slums in this area. If that's not, was it condescending or pretentious? I
just won't cut it. Our number 1 home may be the most expensive home, but this is by far the most remarkable. As a matter of fact, it is the most expensive home belonging to a person, to the richest man in India and chairman of Reliance Industries, Mukesh Ambani, with a net worth of $95.7 billion at the time of making this video. Leighton Holdings, the renowned Australian firm, was responsible for the interior design. The building has a ballroom, an 80-capacity velvet seat cinema, 3 helipads on the roof, 9 separate elevators, a 168-car garage, a temple for worship, a spa, an entire level of floating vegetation, and a snow room that is pumped with snowflakes at all times. The home is vertically divided into 6 sections, with each section symbolic of the Hindu ascension to enlightenment. The sections represent earth, water, fire, air, sound, and light. The Antilla was built by Chicago-based Perkins Will to withstand a Grade 8 earthquake. For perspective, a 2008 Grade 8 earthquake in Sichuan, China recorded about 87,000 fatalities. Antilla stands at 570 feet with 27 floors, yet each floor is built high, so that the building looks like a 60-floor building. Antilla in all its glory stands in the heat of India's sleepless city, Mumbai, the same city where Slumdog Millionaire is mostly set in. 600 workers tend to the house and its 6 Ambani family members, while the house consumes approximately the same amount of electricity for 7,000 homes. $2.6 billion sounds like a lot, but you can imagine how much it costs to maintain. When an Ambani tells you there's no place like home, believe it. Number 1. Buckingham.
$5 billion. Buckingham Palace. If you don't know what the Buckingham Palace is, it is where the used to be Queen lived in England.
Palace. $5 billion. The eternal presence of the Queen just proves that we're in the Matrix and nothing is real. But trust me guys, that price tag—
Would I live in the Buckingham Palace? If I wasn't black, then probably. But you know, let's exclude all that. Would I live there? Honestly, I would live in the palace. It's a calm $5 billion. Just slight money, chump change for me, really, for real. I would really buy it, but you know, I just don't want that. It'll just be insane to keep. You know, I gotta keep like 4 other homes in the U.S. and Canada. And it would just be too expensive. But I think I could do this for real. I could do this for real.
Is real. Buckingham Palace is the most expensive property on the surface of God's green earth and is an iconic monument of neoclassical architecture. The palace has 775 rooms, including 52 principal bedrooms, 78 baths, 19 state bedrooms, 92 offices, and almost 200 staff bedrooms. This estate has its own post office, jeweler's workshop, and the largest private garden in London. The home was built in 1703 and has gone through modifications over the years by various architects and designers, hence its rich blend of architectural and interior design styles. Some rooms feature the famous Belle Epoque style, while several reception rooms have a Chinese Regency styling. Buckingham Palace has several rooms, including the music room, blue, green, and white drawing rooms, 50-meter-long picture gallery with works from the likes of Rembrandt and Van Dyck, and of course, the throne room. There are also several other rooms and grand halls that serve for hosting parties and receiving dignitaries. Due to the redecorations of King Edward VII, several of these rooms and stairways are designed in a Belle Epoque style, using cream and gold. What's not to like about these homes?
Using cream and gold. I don't know if my voice is
Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave us a like. You can check out the King Luxury channel for more videos all about luxury. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Oh shit, the video's over. My fault. That was a nice video. I had a lot to say about that one. Honestly, these houses I could really buy for real. You know, they ain't too much on the old bank account for real, but it's just like the principle. You know, I'm trying to live frugally. You know, that's what I want to do for real.